Hi again guys, and so of course not that long ago I did a collection video of all of my current games for the PS2, PS3, PS4, Xbox, blah blah blah. And I mentioned that I might do an update video for when I got some more games. I've picked up a few more games here and there, so we're just going to do a quick update for those of you who obviously are interested in that. Picked up some PS1, PS2, PS4, and a couple of Xbox games. So first of all, we've got the PS1s. I picked up Runabout 2. I ordered this one online. I used to have it. I've talked about it. I think I talked about it in my game collection video. It's kind of an arcade-ish style racer. Some of you guys have probably played this. I've still got Runabout 3, I think, somewhere. That may have been in the complete list update. But this one I've always liked. It's simple fun, basically. It's based around driving missions, kind of like Driver, I guess, that kind of thing. I also picked up this one. I used to have this when I was a kid. Decided to see if it was as good as I remembered. It's not bad, actually. Predominantly for kids, though, obviously, so I picked up this one, which I also used to have, The Italian Job. Again, simple fun, based around driving missions, that kind of thing. Graphics don't hold up, but not many PS1 game graphics do hold up that well anyway. Then we got the PS2 stuff. I picked up this one, which I'd actually totally forgotten about, Total Immersion Racing. This looks like it could be a similar kind of thing to Enthusia, which of course I talked about on the channel as well. It's got some interesting looking cars on there, some LMPs, Panos Esperante, got the Panos LMP1 as well, Bentley EXP Speed 8, the predecessor to the version that won, the normal Speed 8. It's interesting. You've got about... oh, it doesn't say actually. I thought it said how many cars you had, but it doesn't. But yeah, it looks interesting. I remember seeing it in the shop when I was a kid, but I never actually played it. Still haven't played it yet, but who knows? It could be like another Enthusia, kind of an unsung hero of racing games. Picked up this one, talked about it recently. For Beards and Cars, Manhunt. One of the most violent games ever made, apparently. Censored in places, banned in others. I heard from some of you guys that it's banned in Australia, apparently. Had a request or two to do a playthrough of it, which we might well do. I've been trying still to be able to record PS2 gameplay without having these stupid black bars around the screen. And that's actually the main reason why I don't play older Gran Turismo stuff. I would really like to, but I just can't at the moment. It's, well, I can, but it looks ridiculous. It's got these, as I said, big black bars around the screen because the game plays in 4:3 aspect ratio, and for YouTube you want 16:9. So you can stretch footage, but most of the ways to stretch footage are by buying software online like Sony Vegas. And I'm not opposed to having a video editor like that, but there's no way I'm paying like 300, 400, 500 quid to have something just to stretch a picture, because I don't need Sony Vegas for anything else. So I'm not paying that much cash just to change the aspect ratio of a video. That's ridiculous. So until I can find a way to change the aspect ratio, there are so many games that I want to be playing with you guys and for you and doing tunes for and reviews, like Gran Turismo 3, Gran Turismo 4, Gran Turismo 2 and 1 even, which I just can't do at the moment. I can record them just fine with my Apage, but they just don't look good on screen because it doesn't fill the screen. So unfortunately we'll be able to, or hopefully I should say, not unfortunately, we'll be able to get around that, but for now. I picked up this one, which is, it was quite expensive, 10 quid, which is like $15-ish. It's the predecessor to one of my favourite games, Shadow of the Colossus. This, I believe, is in the same world, but I've never played this one. Eco. Picked up a couple of PS3 games. Picked up... no, I already had Gran Turismo 5. Picked up Colin McRae Dirt, the first one. Haven't played it yet. And I picked up the Academy Edition of Gran Turismo 5. I don't know what differences this one has. I think there's extra stuff, but I don't know. I'm not really that bothered. I buy the prologues and that kind of stuff mainly for the collection side of things. Then we got a couple of Xbox originals. The Suffering, another monster style one. I'm into that kind of monster gaming. Anything that's even remotely like John Carpenter's The Thing. I also picked up The Suffering 2, Ties That Bind. That one looks pretty intense. Haven't played either of them. Haven't even set up my Xbox still, the original. Project Gotham 2, classic racing. And for its age, this came out in 2003. And the graphics look pretty good for 2003. Like Test Drive Unlimited style graphics. Pretty good stuff. Then I got a ton of PS2 games. Need for Speed Carbon. I've already got that on a couple of other consoles, but I just like to be a completionist sometimes. I picked up this one, which I used to have. I know some of you guys have probably played this one. I'm not a fan of games which are on a timer. Which, if you haven't played this game is on a timer. You have to do a mission and then drive straight to the next mission within like 5 minutes or whatever. Which is similar to Simpsons Road Rage, which I also never really got into because I'm just not a fan of that style of game. I like to be able to just cruise around at my own pace, whereas you just can't do that. So again, I kind of bought that for the collection aspect rather than to actually play it. I managed to find both the original Midnight Club, which I've never played. Graphics look incredibly bad, and it doesn't appear that the cars are actually real either. So, and Midnight Club 2, which I have played. Looks like they introduced motorbikes on this one for the first time. Again, some cars on there which aren't real. I have played that one years ago though. So pretty cool to have those. I didn't pick up only racing stuff. Picked up the first Spider-Man game. Never played that one actually. Played Spider-Man 2 extensively, but never Spider-Man 1. Picked up this one, Downtown Run. Looks absolutely awful, but again, I like collecting obscure car games, and it cost £1, which is like $1.50 in American money. Real cars, but that's basically the only thing it's got going for it. Graphics look awful. Haven't played it. Probably never will. Colin McRae 2005. I think I've owned this one before. Again, mainly for the collection aspect. Formula 1 2001, exact same thing. I don't care about Formula 1 games. I don't care about Formula 1 in real life either. I picked these two up online. Played that one before, Juiced. Never actually owned it before though. And also Juiced 2, which I've never played. Some interesting cars on Juiced 2. You've got a Koenigsegg CCX on the back, and more interestingly than that, you've got a Melling Hellcat showcased here. And this is actually the only game that I've ever seen to have the Melling Hellcat. If you haven't heard of that car, it's interesting. It's a British supercar concept which was going to try to be the fastest car in the world. They never really got around to it though. But that would have been pretty cool had that come to fruition. Big front engine thing, kind of TVR speed 12-ish. Picked up Stuntman. I used to own that one. That was pretty fun. You get missions where you are, well, the stuntman for different movies. There's a great open world arena where you can like put stuff in to smash, kind of like Tony Hawk on Creator, a skate park. Another driving one, The Getaway. Never played it, never really heard anything about it. It's got cars in it, so I bought it. WRC, I don't know if that's the first one. It might be 2001, so that's a pretty early PS2 game. Pretty good rival for Gran Turismo 3 probably back in the day. Got a Skoda Octavia on the back. I'm a big fan of Skoda. That may sound like a weird thing to say, but I really like Skodas. Picked up this one as well, mainly for the collection aspect. IndyCar series. I never really care about those kind of games. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure they have fans. 2004 version of Colin McRae. I found another copy of Cold Fear. I covered that one in my collection series, but when I see a game that's apparently good, because I still haven't played it, I wanted to do a playthrough of it, the whole thing. When I see a game that's obscure, I like to pick it up to potentially do giveaways of it. So we'll see. Another one which I picked up for the collection aspect, Golden Age of Racing, old school Grand Prix cars. What's more to say about that? Undoubtedly, I'll never play it. Then I got a couple of 360 games rounding us off. I picked up Dead Space. I've never played any of the Dead Space games. I've seen some gameplay of them, like the Eye Operation and stuff like that, but never actually played them. Dead Space 3. I would have bought the second one as well, but they didn't have it in the shop at the time. And also Saw, which I think I mentioned I'd bought this one in a recent episode of Beards and Cars. I don't know how much I'll like the game. I'm a big fan of the Saw movies, but I'm not a fan of puzzle games, so we'll see. I might play it, I might not. And also, I picked up a PS4 game, and this is actually a game which you guys have requested a couple of times for me to try, and I've had it for a week and I still haven't played it. The Crew on PS4. I've had, as I said, quite a few people suggest that I play The Crew, but I still haven't even turned the game on. I'll get around to it sometime, but it's just never really appealed to me. So I think that's everything I bought. Yeah, looks like it. So yeah, that's my collection update. Bought a few more, and I'm always on the lookout for new ones. I buy games fairly often, especially when they're cheaper. So yeah, if you stuck around for the update, I hope you found the games interesting, obviously. And that's about it. So I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.